There are now a total of 21 Oklahoma counties that have been approved for federal disaster relief. And with that number comes just as many questions. Could the widespread flooding have been avoided? Could it have been worse? We headed to the Cityplex Towers and the ORU campus headquarters of the Army Corps of Engineers, Tulsa District, to get some answers. If torrential rains are forecast, why not open the floodgates early and begin releasing water before the rain arrives?
When you're operating a large flood control reservoir, once you release that water, once you let the water go, you can't get the water back. And so if you've actually made releases based on a weather forecast, and the weather forecast does not verify, let's say that the rainfall actually falls downstream from the dam, and this actually occurred the last week of May, Wednesday, May the 29th, to be precise. The rainfall was forecast that Tuesday and Wednesday to fall above the dam. It actually fell below the dam. Had we made additional releases based on that weather forecast, we would have made the downstream flooding worse. So that's why we don't operate that way.
Dr. David Williams is chief of the hydraulics engineering section for the Tulsa District, which includes 38 total projects, 33 reservoirs, and 5 locks and dams. He and his team are led by Lieutenant Colonel Rick Childers.
We executed our operational plan as good as anybody could have. And I am supremely confident that they made the right call at the right time. I have undying gratitude for the professionalism of our team of engineers, scientists, and natural resource specialists. From the very start of this event, some 4 or 5 weeks ago, I've watched them manage the flood conditions and the rainwater in nothing less than an exceptional manner.
Our second question: who decides when water will be released and for how long and how much?
You run through a calculation test on the tables, just like they're fixing to do right here. They sound the horns, and it's time to start making that adjustment. So currently, right now, we're making that adjustment from 50,000 CFS to 45,000 CFS.
A far cry and a welcome reduction from the 275,000 cubic feet of water per second that was being released at the height of the crisis a few weeks ago, when the entire staff was operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
There's not a decider. First and foremost, it's following the operational plan. But in conjunction with following the operational plan, it is a highly collaborative effort. In this flood, you saw a lot of leadership from elected officials. The mayor of Tulsa, Mayor Bynum, was highly engaged. Governor Stitt was highly engaged. But to their credit, they recognize that the expertise to operate the dams lies here.
And here, inside and high atop the Keystone Dam, 23 miles west of Tulsa, where we were given rare media access to witness operations. Tom Henry is the power plant superintendent. His full-time staff of 5 is tasked with monitoring lake levels and sharing that information with Corps headquarters. Henry and Miller not only work here, they live nearby. Which leads to my third question. How does it feel to be the person who activates these massive gates, knowing neighbors downstream are about to be flooded out of their homes?
It's heavy on the heart, of course. And the one thing where I can hang my head up high is that we were still reducing flooding downstream. My family, for example, was impacted downstream, lives in Lavaca, Arkansas, flooded the house. And I remember that from 1986, being a kid, getting in a John boat, going and helping neighbors off the rooftops. While you can't protect everybody, you're still protecting some. And the impacts would have been much more significant if it weren't for the dams.
Finally, a series of questions concerning the reservoir projects. How long had they been here? Are they all man-made? And why were they built?
Again, the primary purpose of all of these reservoirs, and they are man-made, the primary purpose is flood control.
Though 28 of them in the Tulsa District also supply water to nearby communities. The hydropower facilities generate $52 million in annual sales, and of course they offer great recreational opportunities as well. This animation, supplied by the Corps, shows what Oklahoma looked like before 1930. No major lakes or dams. They've all been built since then.
When you talk about Keystone Dam here in the Tulsa metro area, Keystone was constructed in the mid-60s, and we have dams that were constructed up through the 1980s in this district. So it spans a large range of time.
And from the very beginning, it's been a unique and effective blend of military and civilian teamwork.
As a military leader of this largely civilian organization, I'm somewhat accustomed to managing high stress, high consequence things with limited people. It's kind of what we're born and bred to do. So what we bring as Army leadership, Army officers to this organization is the leadership it takes to stand up and deliver the mission in times of challenges like this flooding.